law is on us. Yes, if the law society let these things pass, we know the law is on us. One lady said, oh, what permanent was improper. Chief Justice said, that ain't true, she's out of order. Hear what I say, one of them is a damn liar. It's chilling my spine, the law must be blind up to now, none of them resign. Tell me why, that is the scum, the law has become only scandal on magnatum. If the taxpayer get nailed cause of the jail ramish tail, then the law is on us. If violin laughing let who's got clean should not get, then the law is on us. If the ombudsman pretends he can walk without a bend, then the law is on us. And if higher authorities let all these things pass, we know the law is on us. Yes, if higher authorities don't fix these things fast, we will know the law is on us.
Us. I want to say all of them is some damn liar. Don't care how big, don't care how small, the law should be there for all. And that was my English literature teacher, Llewellyn McIntosh, the mighty short pants. I cut from cloth, long cloth, you know. I cut from long cloth. Don't nobody fool you. Oh, let's share the video now. Who ain't there tonight badly freaking wounded, you know?
I visited Valiant Chamber, witness an orchestra, a bang, 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 of only politicians there, rated their performance and style, talent and endurance, a bang, 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 of parliamentarians. Politics that encourage hate, making good folks discriminate, bridges replaced by gates, nurturing racism, prejudice and tribalism, multiculturalism, mamagism. From the UNC and the B and M, COP and D, political symphony, it's a symphony, the TOP, MSJ and JSC and D, political symphony, it's a symphony. Stop taking it cool, don't be playing for fool, they're using race as a tool, to divide, conquer and rule, justifiable, the race can always pull, lead vocalists have sore throat,
Keyboardists playing wrong notes.
this of serial politicians.
Their lyrics not rhyming. Some have no sense of timing.
This of parliamentarians. Save me room for the powerless, promoting the cause of justice, our democracy and grace.
Watch that.
Section 24, music.
Give me that again, Kurt.
Some have no sense of time.
Give me that again.
Of parliamentarians.
It's waking up time tonight, you know.
Save me room for the powerless.
Promoting the cause of justice, our democracy and risk.
When
some lodge members tonight. Tag some lodge members tonight. Tonight you are dead, badly wounded, you know. You want to know why Trinidad is a shithole? We talking it tonight. Tell them come out. Say enough is enough. The system will always fail. What's the big fish not making jail? No morality. Occupy, occupy.
Blackmail, cabal, and so playing rock chord for fighting is of notorious politicians. While Dr. Kubla singing is noise making and doing from this band of parliamentarians. Like a cult pushing one head, singing songs of harmless and dread, wishing for people to bed. We've not been great and crowd audience, complimentary to cause disturbance and striking performance. Arrogance, UNCMBMCOPMA, political symphony, symphony, TOP, MSJ and JNCND, political symphony, check out the crime rate, the violence inflate, the bandits here suspect, yet they tell in the school bed. Every night is awake, promise we take.
Solving crime at the sneakers and joint level. We solving that crime. We locking up $10. We shooting cockroach. We are dealing with the real crime in this country. $3 trillion they thief. Where you take that money gone? Or you still playing Indian African politics?
Focus on harmonizing, not chewing.
Or you saying I'm not into politics, but politics up in your colon today.
Parliamentarians. Friends and family with contract. Billions in us extract.
Riding taxpayer back. Throw down your chain, man. Dance for them. This is the, watch man, the latrine pit overflowing. I sounded like one of them DJ on 102.1, 102 and 95.5, paid by the PNM to talk a pile of bullshit. Rhoda Barrett tonight talking about Super Blue is posing with his fans. She don't know what to talk about. Her whole cult falling apart tonight. Is jail from her side. Are you serious? Are you ready? It's time to throw yourself in the street. Are you ready to stand up in your country? It's now. They say every creed and race out to find a winding space. They're winding up in all your blasted face. Bet you all of them on standby. Listen! It's time to put the whole law enforcement machine on standby because the 1.4 million people in Tobago either wake up or assume the position. Pull down your pants to your ankles and apply the Vaseline yourself. Because what you're watching, if you're defending, you deserve what you get. And I'm telling you, don't feel if you're like that bald-head black jackass winding his neck in the road. When he feel the Kobo come and land and start to pick out his brain, if he feel Rowley and Nyan Gatsby Dolly and the rest of them looking back to see, if he and the children eating, he could be saying, hey, the plane leaving the runway. Or just see in Ukraine, they hold on to the side of the plane take off and drop them like dead rat on the runway. That is Trinidad future. You are telling you, that is Trinidad future. There are things that I know and things that I have seen. And I can't believe that we are where we are today. The country of Trinidad and Tobago. I want Father Jason Gordon to turn off his whatever device he watching me on, because tonight I use an industrial language. All of them people who wear down the bead on the rosary, tonight is not the night to watch my video. We in a shithole. The latrine pit overflowing. All them senior council wearing 10 button ring on the hand to fool you and say they living on the blood of Christ. You know what they're living on? They're living on brief. They're living on contract. The Law Association of Trinidad and Tobago should be disbanded. The entire justice system of this country needs to have a commission of inquiry from people from far-flung jurisdictions. You mustn't even know the name. I'm telling you something, Trinidad and Tobago has always been a rotten corpse. And this country has been manipulated and mauled to death by a secret society that meets in bright public spaces, dress up and looking like they come straight from Rome. They stopped construction on a police station in Besson Street because it was interfering with a secret society. Only thing all you know, I used to tell all you, wait till all you give me parliamentary privilege. Only thing all you know the deals that they're making right now. They're trying to appoint a commissioner of police that will give Faris a pass. Only thing all you know. All you know is jail from a side supposed to take place in this country. The question is, who jailing who? Because from the time you start to pull that thread, and I tell all you this too, from the time you start to pull that thread, mankind will be running for the airport, all some of them big house, up on the top of Goodwood Park Hill, with a view of everywhere, running. Watch now. I wanted to wait till I get in government. I wanted the power of the justice system, the law enforcement. I wanted to be able to close the airport and close yacht club and yachting association and dispatch the Coast Guard armed with men who not on anybody take, who will make sure nobody trying to sneak out in any Bertram. We want a country to account for itself. Trinidad didn't get so by little black boys. You see them little black boys are elected, demonize, that are victims themselves, that become so because all they leave them no choice. Oh gosh, Phillip, you know how black people churn is, you know. They don't work well. We just hire them, boy, Phillip. But they don't work well because you're paying them shit. You're paying them dog money. And then you're taking out money from the money. They take a juice from your store. And you're taking out money for the uniform and the baton to go and secure and put their life at risk in other people's business. Oh gosh, Phillip, you know how them black people churn is. All you create the freaking crime in this country and trying to find a commissioner to come and, what is we doing? I tell Wayne Sturge today. I tell Wayne Sturge, we reward killers. We reward people who will tell you how to kill them. Let me take them out and we go say, hey, only remember Burroughs? Only remember Burroughs? Burroughs used to kill them and drop a gun for them. Well, boy, you had to do what you had to do. A man with a last name Fraser, tell me, boy, you had to kill out a whole generation, boy, Phillip. You can't save them. That is the nastiness that passes for politics in this country. Ask Peter George about PACT. I only went on Election and Boundary Commission website to find out. The last T in PACT was for transformation. He pushing this bullshit decades now and he can't get off the ground. He find a man to ride, Gary Griffith, with the 89% favorability as police commissioner. So he's riding that little red boy. Come, let me see what I can get from this. Because all of them want to be a controller. All of them want to be in charge of what's going on in that Red House and how they're spending that $60 billion every year that they're taking straight out of taxpayers' pockets. And all they're foolish and all they're stupid and all they're telling them, whip me, massa, whip me. I see him Dave Lux all over Emil Cromwell right now. He looking for other people to talk like Phillip because he get put out the fucking party for talking shit and trying to undermine we. I'm telling all this something. We just clean house, you know. We not coming down this road here carrying any rubbish. Dave, go on. Clap for Emil. He and Suzette Lowe fall out. I see she call him some names. I'm waiting to see the pre-action protocol letter. But it ain't gone yet. But you talking shit for them on social media. They have one solution to Trinidad and Tobago's problems. Put aside the race politics. Put it aside and stand up as one people under one flag. You understand with me, you know? But show me who else. Show me who else outside there have a plan, have the ability to stand up and speak to uncle and auntie. We're not only talking about the 1%. I used to get invited to christening and wedding. Gassan Yusuf called me tonight and tell me, your grandmother might be Azar, but she also, her aunt was my mother aunt, she was my mother aunt. All are we related. I don't get invited to no wedding, no christening, no nothing. Nothing anymore. Sam got suing me for asking the FIU some questions. But I had to deal with all of that. I had to deal with all of that because there's only one politician in this country that is standing up on my track record of politics strong. I ain't just jump out. I'm doing this long time. I'm public service long time. And we have been exposing the bullshit of this country long time. And every election, they're using it to play African and Indian politics. Whining your neck in the road, like Dan Raj Singh. How it benefiting us? How has it ever benefited us? How has African and Indian politics, PNM and UNC politics ever benefited? Go. Everybody talking about decentralized Port of Spain. Everybody talking that shit when they're not in government. But when they get in government, they sit down with Gregory Aboud and Doma. Sorry, Gary. I'm correcting myself. Don't throw a hissy fit as your name called. Gregory Aboud and Doma, Gary brother. When they sit down with Gregory Aboud and Doma, they just changed our plan. So the 250,000 people driving to work every single morning for 3-4 hours, driving home every evening for 3 to 4 hours, to do jobs that do not need to be in those buildings. Those buildings were built to steal money. The $250,000 you all are coming to town, Port of Spain every day is to put money in little tenants' hand in Golden Doors Plaza and all these different little strip mall in Port of Spain that owned by these 1%. Tell me a lie. Tell me a lie. Let me deal with it. Let me deal with all of it. Let me deal with all of it. The first song I play, The Law is an Ass. I'm going to have a video. I'm going to do a live video with, I promise you all this, with lawyers to explain some of what we've seen. And I'm going to write a book. I'm going to write a book so Trinidad understand. When you see all these people suffer in the justice system, it's because it is designed that way. The politics in the law association worse than the politics in Trinidad and Tobago. It is worse. Our justice system, we have good people in our justice system, but like everything else in Trinidad and Tobago, we have some rotten, maggot-infested, putrid demons. Tell me a lie. I'm waiting to hear, contradict me. My English literature teacher, when I was 15 years old, made that song. I am 55. Do the math. Do the math. I get it here again tonight. Raw. So you'll decide. Mommy tell you vote PNM. Tanti tell you vote UNC. Neither of them could tell you what you get. We get box drain. We didn't have no box drain down here. You see the pull electric wire? We didn't get no electric wire. All you're playing the same game every time. And they're setting you up to fail. And you don't get the contractor bringing the pole and the cable for the electric wire to the pole. You don't get the contractor bringing the steel and the concrete and the pour. And who get... Watch now. Only getting played. Only getting played. And it is time we, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, stood up. As I wanted to ask today, how is this not a crime? How is Unicom getting contracts to fix pavements in Woodbrook not a crime? When we have a CPEP and a Ministry of Works and a Port of Spain City Corporation, all of them with workers getting paid for that. How is Terrence the Alsing Wife Company getting the contract to fix pavement when we paid three organizations already to do that. Tell me now, how is that not a crime?
Look, if I was a selfish man, I wouldn't be involved in this election. I don't know already. I want fame. Plus, I ain't looking for fortune again. All I'm asking is that you pay close attention to the many problems we all face from dawn to dawn. You're intelligent, I think, and you should face issues. But you're behaving like a moron, cussing me for where I've gone, but you pipe a hand of water. You pay too much for butter.
You pipe a hand of water. You pay too much for butter. This song, 1980.
Can you still be back home? The terrible school system is such a bloody problem.
The terrible school system is such a bloody problem. This song is 45 years old.
Can you still be back home? Agriculture is in a state, planning is inadequate.
Agriculture is in a state. We don't grow no food, so Hadco and Amco and Massey could bring in $5 billion worth of food every year. But we have 30,000 farmers and 90,000 acres of farmland going idle that they're carving up and giving to friends and family to put up gas station and mall. Agriculture in a state. Planning is inadequate. You know what I mean? That 250,000 people driving into Port of Spain every single day to work in needless government offices when they could decentralize and plan it better. Planning is in a state. This song, 45 years old. The two kingpin of bubble. The North and Southern idols, the two kingpin of bubble. The PNM and UNC, red and yellow, ketchup and mustard, Pandey and Williams, Manning and Chambers and Kamala and now Rowley, the entire band of them, all, each and every one. The day you put a real government in power that was going to try and investigate them, all of them, somebody pay Abu Bakr, and they haven't feta celebrated, somebody pay Abu Bakr to go and take over.
Anything that's wrong, we go put it right. Georgie Porgy tell me the other night. So instead of displaying impatience, pull yourself and give the fella a chance. How the hell you could say, oh, and I'm gonna do better?
Let's just send you back to Grenada in a drum.
Pull yourself and give the fella a chance. How the hell you could say, oh, and I'm
Listen, brother, get yourself into some kind of witness protection program somewhere in the world where they could actually protect you. Because I'm telling you, right now, Vincent Nelson, you're worth more dead than alive.
We have freedom and freedom.
Plenty roti, plenty rum.
Hospitals have no.
Hospitals have no linen. It's brown paper they're using. I have friends and family working in the... You start to interfere with this tonight. But don't worry. On the 29th of October, I will be live in Bamboo number 1 from 5 p.m. Now, we're going to have plenty speakers before me here, and they will lay the groundwork for you. They will explain to you where we are, where we come from, where we should be. But hospitals have no linen. It's brown paper they're using. $5,000 million every year. Kamala, Manning, Pandey, Rowley, watch it.
Public transportation is an abomination.
Public transportation is an abomination. When you hire a new government and they change, one was buying Mercedes bus, the next one buying Thompson bus. So all the Mercedes parts, because you get your kickback to buy Mercedes parts for 100 years, and they come in the parliament, they say, we're borrowing from the IDB to buy Mercedes parts for all the buses, we're putting all them back on the road. So we buy $100 million in parts, and when they come, they buy Thompson buses, and you have to throw away all of them parts so that they could get their kickback too. public transportation is an abomination in this country. But Obama hugger, Paula Gopi School, she tell you she never hear a person complain about buses in this country. Paula Gopi School, you're a damn liar.
When food bills and rent is proof, cost of living gone through the roof. Classified information
For personal gain is common.
we like it so.
Section 34. People in the know told me Section 34 wasn't no emails. No email gate, sorry. Section 34 was something else. Email gate wasn't no emails, you know, Phillip. Email gate was a secret police sweep of the government, and the information was given to the opposition. The spy agency, the secret intelligence agency, spied on the government and gave the UNC government and gave the information to the PNM opposition. An email gate in somebody's house in Fairways or Goodwood Park, in the kitchen, on a table, they sit down and concoct it. But Harry back really don't understand social media, so they use the wrong .com for Anand Ramlogan and bust on that. This is what I was told. Kamala knew they was doing it. That's why she had to find somebody, but they didn't have much people around the UNC that had the knowledge or they could trust. That's why that little girl, Reshmi Ramnarayan, who had to go and change her name, was appointed. Just watch out for Weena. Just look and make sure they're not spying on we and giving information to the opposition, because they were scared to death. The last time our government was trying to do something, anything to end the corruption in this country, the 1% contract mafia, they sent 114 insurgents and they pretended it was about Gene Miles. It was never about Gene Miles. The NAR asked David Abdullah, he was marching all over town with Sopo. It was never about Gene Miles. Secret society destroying this country, and all you're thinking is about Indian and African and PNM and UNC. They're laughing at all you while the gravy dripping down the chin into the navel. Talk shit on social media for them.
Swallow boy, you need psychiatry again to be them bourgeois people motorcade. Be afraid to tell you straight to your face.
You're back in a jackass in a horse race.
Georgie say, oh, you ain't getting one damn seat. Oh, and I come out to mama guy. And Bokasa say, oh, all you're going to feel the heat. The penalty to oppose is high.
That's political suicide.
We have no house, so we squat, living with cockroach and rat. And this still be my goal. The cesspit flowing over, you could catch yellow fever.
We have cesspits in Port of Spain. Imagine Louis Leasing campaigned against Rowley, and his biggest campaign is that he would end the cesspits in Port. See what they're doing with the live, eh?
So they are in bulldozer, break down the shocking mover.
It's plenty sexual favors to become a 10 days worker. Partner, if you get in charge of CPEP or URP, your business fixed. You're getting sex like that because you had to buy it with something. Take your bride, take wherever you get him. Bend down, touch your toe, take off all your clothes. This nasty way we run this country, all of you all know. Each and every, Kita Chandler talking on my wall tongue in cheek. Kita, come out and talk. You're living at the bottom of the scrap heap. Come out and talk. I do a live video which can send 100,000 views. Come out and tell them. Don't be talking tongue in cheek. Tell them, all of you, every single one of y'all, you know. Every single person in Trinidad and Tobago, if you're not in the bacchanal, if you're not benefiting from it, if you're not getting graft, if your life is not about contract or position you don't deserve, if you're not a company that never built a house in your life, but you're getting all the contract to build house for the country, if you used to build bank counter for Scotia and Republic, and now that your husband in office, you're getting all the contract to build pavement in town, Trinidad and Tobago, it's rotten. You know what you're seeing here? We're seeing going on here with Anna and Ram Logan and Ramdeen. I'm telling you, this country rotten to the core. All of the good people need to stand up now or back. It's not going to get better on its own. Don't expect that these people have any interest whatsoever in making a better Trinidad and Tobago only for themselves. The rich must get richer. Whatever fall along on the ground, all you can fight for, that is all your own. Take that. And tell them, Sandra.
Happy New Year.
Tell them, Sandra. Listen. Tag a black person. Tag somebody living Mova, Beatam, Lavantel, Silots. Tag the whole crew that went to the Diego Martin West constituency caravan with Rowley and Dolly and them. That is the reason, desire. Listen, come on, always bear and scanty.
10 people in our bedroom.
$3 trillion passed through this country. Vasant Bharat, Mariano Brown, Carolyn Sipasat, Bechan. Why don't you stand up and talk? Thief in land. We send in bulldozer for people who thief in land, but you can thief government land. You can thief big. If there's a 1% and you're thief in land, thief the thing, man, but put a proper fence. And all you're voting. Why, Dr. Rowley, boy, you're voting Rowley? Jackasses. The country rotten, stinking rotten. You think it's Kamala and Keith alone? Think it's Pandey and Manning alone? The country rotten. I did a video, I interviewed Basleo Pandey. Go and watch the interview and see the kind of clueless prime ministers you had in this country. They wasn't in charge. Who in charge?
Mothers that just hold their head on board.
And them women stronger than a wall. Killing the children, with gun in their hand.
Push a iron your daughter.
Son in jail for manslaughter. Too bad for he. She talking about your justice system, eh? She talking about your justice system, eh? Those who don't know. But don't draw she no circle. Hear this. Inside your belly still rolling.
Police wait very often. Since the melting of coffee one night in bed you're sleeping.
Next night is a wake that you're keeping.
So you pray to win the lotto. Not to hear their voice.
What you telling?
I hear you.
Ask yourself, all of you, divide yourself into 3 categories. PNM, UNC, and don't give a shit. A man tell me white people, once you ain't touching the money, then don't need to vote. Syrian people, once they benefiting, they voting, who giving them the money. African and Indian, like 2 foolish child, fighting to vote for people who will never give a shit about them. None of your problems solved. When UNC come out of power, if they was doing a proper job, the police service would have been working, the education system would have been working, public health would have been working. Don't tell me about the one hospital and the blasted Karanese complex.
With tempted private soldier on. Revolution, big politicians born. And don't think they're tragic story.
Sell papers for something.
No wonder they rule the world with scorn. Since the day they're born, some call them rebels without a cause.
These social victims of unjust laws.
Yet they christen the heroes. Renegades desperados. Forever knocking on heaven's door. Still and music shatters the silence. I'm on to conquer the violence. Big men
scraps with the cockroach. Rowley make all your cockroach. Rowley turn all into cockroach, but it was par for the course. Eric Williams say, Massa, they done, and then sell you to Massa. This country, so broken, and it break you in your mind. You can't even think, you can't even understand that the man that cut in your throat, you're voting for that. The woman that cut in your throat, you're voting for that. You're standing up proud in your red and yellow talking shit. You don't even know what you're doing. Sell the country to the 1% contract mafia every time. Goodwood Park Hill start after Lavantil Hill. Lavantil Hill is the best real estate in the country.
Social amenities, Lord heaven knows. Opportunities, well, they're always closed. Can't get up once in white collar.
If I can't stretch me dollar.
Later for me, crack or smoke me pipe. Some just out of death and right. Life just red, dignity and
Listen to this verse.
Children's only bitterness left inside.
And every day is a arguments are settled till you're 6 feet deep and 3 feet wide. Children, through life keeps on drifting. Something they're smoking or sniffing, or maybe they're trying to forget this life of misery and regret. No one to ride to the rescue. Not a Rawi, not Foster Cummins, not Stuart Young, not Rohan Sinanan, not that entire black cabinet. But you're voting for them, jackass. And you're voting for them, and you're standing up and you're whining your neck for them, and you're taking your little 30 piece of silver to sell your brothers into slavery. How long that will be the song? How long PNM and UNC? How long will you stand up and support people that you know are criminal conspirators with the contract mafia? How long? How long before you realize it's not $20 million for pumps? How long before you realize if you're not giving CPEP the contract, and you're not giving Port of Spain City Corporation the contract, and you're not giving Ministry of Works the contract, find some poor black mason. It's laborer work, breaking that pavement and changing the angle. That is mason work. How come that is the Alsing wife work? How come she get that contract? How come? Why you all not outside Balize house with your empty bag only messaging me? Oh God, Phillip, it's me and the two children. They want to evict we. We have no money. We need help we out now. Send a hamper. I'm not answering. A man today come to me. I was down by Grab and Go, and I was doing some work down there. And I tell him, he asked me, he said, boss, I asking for money. He homeless. He said, I asking for no money, no boss. I just want a juice. I said, they're not open today. He said, well, I could get it down the road, you know, you can help me. I said, Balize house 2 blocks from here. Because I vex. A damn vex. And he go on his way and I go on mine. And then I had to go back to Grab and Go and call Pat and ask her to bring out a juice for me. So I could go and find the jackass and give him the juice. Who vote himself that condition. And if he didn't vote himself that condition, he didn't vote and cause himself that condition. Eric Williams was a criminal. He was no father of this nation. If he was the father of this nation, he should have been charged with child abuse and jailed. Eric Williams was a criminal. Eric Williams and his family have stolen money that they can't spend for generations. Eric Williams was the father of Johnny O'Halloran. Eric Williams created white-collar crime and corruption in this country. Eric Williams and Ellis Clark changed the constitution so you couldn't jail politicians. Eric Williams and Ellis Clark changed the constitution not to make us Republican, but to take away the ability to fire them. Eric Williams and Ellis Clark should be rotten in hell, but we giving them medals. We went and gave Parashar medals for selling bullshit to stick in your children's arm. People dropping dead. Kiara Sikada, one of our darlings, one of our angels, 25 years old. The girl is an athlete. She dives for a living. She travels the world, drop dead, boom. Sticking bullshit in their arm. That's all you fool them with. Come and get a national award. Whereas in this country, We is reward shittongs and criminals. We is give them high public office and national awards. Anybody in this country, any lawyer that gets silk now, after these politicians, these shit snake politicians, I bet you Faris give himself silk. I bet you Amor give Faris silk. I bet you that's the part of the deal. All these shit snakes that silk in the silk, that ain't worth the silk they have. Any lawyer in Trinidad that had to get silk in Trinidad have to ask himself, but what is it worth? You think you should be accepting a national award in this country when a man who thieved $25 million after building a mall on a loan that he gave himself, never pay off the loan, and only give him a national award for that, just to be associated with the PNA? How much of them thief money from the Agricultural Development Bank and buy up all the land in Santa Cruz? Call the name. Oh God, Phillip, but they change. They better now. They just go to church. We just see them. They just be handing out money for the poor. We see them. They working. No. Old thief is old thief. Don't tell me he used to launder money and he built his whole empire laundering, but now he gone legit. What bullshit you telling me? What bullshit you telling me? This country needs a prime minister like Lee Kuan Yew. I'm telling you that. This country needs somebody that willing to open Pandora's box. This country needs somebody that needs to go back to September 1st, 1962 and start from there and prosecute from a side. And if I can't prosecute you, and if I can't jail you, but your thief it, I'm coming to take it back for the people of Trinidad and Tobago. And if you're in Liechtenstein or London or France, I come in. I'm going to talk to the Canadian Prime Minister to tell him that building that O'Halloran thief for money to build, he could not leave that for Hitcheron. He should have been in jail. That building's supposed to be ours. That's supposed to be earning money for the people of Trinidad and Tobago. That's supposed to be earning money for the people of Trinidad and Tobago. That's where we have to be. You have to get a prime minister in this country willing to break the stranglehold of the 1% contract mafia and the secret society. All them journalists who go in lodge meeting to get information about who to attack. Why you think that they focus the Media Association of Trinidad and Tobago on Phillip Alexander? If I tell you some of the egregious acts and journalists, good and decent journalists of integrity and character will tell you, give them the chance to talk now. A day will come. A day will come. My mother tell me that all the time, you know. One day, Congote. I don't know what it means, but it tell me. One day, we will get to see the hidden meaning behind everything. One day, we will understand who appoint people to certain high positions in this country, who set them up. Listen now, decisions being made. You watching what's going on? Decisions being made about a court case before it reach inside the court. You think that is the only one that happening to? Stuart Chung put out a release trying to absolve himself. Boys, jail from a side, boy. Faris say, all you knew. Faris say, 2 senior counsels instruct the indemnity. And now they're going to defend what they wrote when they should be witnesses. This country is broken. And if 1.4 million of us do not stand up together now, this can't be a 9 days. None of this, the budget cannot pass. We cannot let this budget pass. Colm Imbert went to legitimize corruption by passing this budget. This is thieving taxpayers' money to fill holes for bullshit projects like the Tanti flyover by West Mall. $1 million a foot. These bitches. This country. Why is Dial Singh's wife fixing pavement in Arapita Avenue when little black hustling masons can't get work? Why? Why does the people of Labre have to be protesting to get work? Because you cut your deal with your friends in the welding industry and bring down a foreign company to front who getting work in Labre now, and you're bringing your own friends and financiers. Choran, you're charging $55 a day for workers and your hour, and you're paying Trinidadian workers 55 TT an hour. Come now, man. Come now, man. All the bullshitting we people fed up now. We, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, have had enough. We have had enough. And on the 29th of October, if I don't see 100,000 people around that office in Bamboo, 100,000 people, come out. Come out. Come out and stand up. Without a riot, without a cuss, We don't pelt nothing. We don't scream. We just have to come and stand up. You see, I want to tell you something. This is no time for a bullshit show. If we can't stand together now with all of this, then I have no business in politics and I will surrender. I promise you, you could take it to the bank. If we don't get 100,000 people on the 29th of October, on the 30th of October, I will be celebrating Halloween as the ghost of politics pass. I promise you that. If you, with all the cry you're crying on my wall, if you, with all the problem you're having, all the road that busting your shock, and you're hiding from the bank and the bailiff who trying to take your car because they have a sale for it, and you cross that magic threshold where you paid enough premiums, where you paid enough installments, and now you miss two and they want to send the bailiff to cut your throat and take it. The bailiff who does do all of that, come on my wall to whine for me. I go do for you, brother. Trust me, time longer than, what does they say? Time longer than twine and long rope for MAGA goat. It's either or you put Phillip Edward Alexander in government or Phillip walk away. And that is what it has to be. And you see all the rest of them who walking all over the place, talking shit, I advising them now. Don't be looking for no link up to get in no government you can really have any consideration for this country. It is time. We the people, you have a choice. Everybody knows there is a political party that has all of the best policies led by people, and you will see people on that stage on the 29th that you wouldn't believe into politics, that you would have been hoping and praying and you'd say, yes, boy, the Avengers assembling. Because you will hear people speak to you on issues and give you the truth and show you policies and explain to you how it would work. And I'm telling you, on the 29th of October, you could have every right, rhyme, and reason how to fix this country for yourself and your children and your children. And if you don't come, if you're too lazy to come, if you're too racist to come, if you don't care to come, if Phillip too ugly, he not sexy enough, I find he just cuss, I find he just talk hard when he telling me the truth. I don't like that much truth. You must lie to us, Phillip. Politics is about deceit in Trinidad and Tobago. Lie to we. Tell we we're going to make a pact. Tell me that, the reason you didn't have your launch for your party, that's what Peter George and them tell them. The reason they didn't launch pact is that the party was, when the launch was going to be so big, that the panya they rent in Diego Martin wasn't big enough. Bullshit artist extraordinaire. I want to tell you, I have one purpose for being in politics. At 55 years old, I bury my father. I bury him. And I tell him, we going all or nothing. If they come out, I stay in it. If they don't, I will. You know what he used to say? Hi, yo, Pancho. So here what we doing. You have what? 13 days to organize your transportation, organize your babysitter, organize your sandwich and your juice. You have 13 days. And you could tell one to the other, we stand in with that half Syrian because he know what he's doing. He have the right party. They've been in it long enough. They've given decades of their lives. They've served at the level that required service. The homeless, the orphans, the disabled. We fix roads. We've gotten highways built. We got 2 laws passed that protected children and animals. This is the only party that stands up for animal rights and the environment. Listen. You have all of the right reasons to support me. You have one reason to not. I don't give a shit. Or my business fix. If your business fix and you don't give a shit, and watch me, Marcia Brave Boy, Alan Karim, and all the rest of the political shittongs, feel free to take apart little clips from this video and make it up into new videos to say, Phillip say he done. But you wouldn't need to do it because I am telling you, and to the journalists who are going to call me on the 30th of October, if we don't get our 100,000 people, don't call, write where you want, I done. Telling you now, consider this. We either go forward or this is my resignation. They have no government post that I want. They have nothing you could sell me. I don't need no boat. I don't need no car. I don't need no plane. I want one chance, one 5-year term to show you how this country was supposed to be run. After I dead and gone, you could build statues and you could say, oh God, you could imagine if we had he from August 31st, 1962. Yeah, I could do all that then. But I want to show you, it doesn't have to be this way. You could have had a prime minister that could have elevated the poor. And if they come to send insurgents again, a prime minister that will put them in a box or put them in a cage. I am telling you that is my commitment to Trinidad and Tobago, to defend this democracy, to fix our justice system, to create a Trinidad and Tobago where every creed and race could find an equal place, where everybody could have equal representation before all offices of state, where the banks respect the depositors and pay them interest on the deposit funds, cut all those fees and answer to central bank. And if we can't do that, and if you don't want that, if you don't want accountability for where our pitch going, if you don't want accountability for why they really shut down Petrotrin, if you don't want to know where the money went that they were paid by the European Union to close Caroni, if you don't care why this country is a shithole, I don't have to care either. But I'm not in the hampers business, and I'm not in the likes and shares business. And unlike others who leave this country and go foreign and see Trinidad and want to play that day in the politics, when I done, brother, yeah man, you will see posts on my wall about food. You can see posts on my wall about movies. You can see posts on my wall about what we're doing, where we're traveling, what we're seeing. The only thing you won't see on my wall is anything to do with Trinidad and Tobago. After the 29th of October, if you do not stand together, I don't care what happens after that. And I'm telling my friends and family after that, if you need help to get on a plane, call me. But don't call me if you choose to stay here when the shit hit the fan. Because trust me, the fan is on, it's warmed up, and the shit is on its way. If you don't believe that, go and listen. When the Express could write an editorial like this, the freaking Express could write an editorial on this, I want you to hear it. And I want to say to Stefan and Joey tonight, all you know, 682-2110. If all you need somebody to talk to with what all you're dealing with, call me. That's all I'm saying right now. Somebody telling me the feed gone. We're on YouTube. Satish, give me the YouTube link. Let me share it. Outside the siren, real howling. Inside your belly, real growling. Ronald Bowler, as you share the link with me, and I'm looking for it. I'm looking for it. To the people who invited me to Diwali, I'm getting plenty Diwali invitations. I can't go everywhere, but I will try my endeavor best. Ronald Bowler. Thank you, Satish. Satish has given me the YouTube link. I'm going to share. Oh, he gave it to me earlier. And I didn't see. But I want to read the Express editorial. So I don't know what to tell you we're going to do about that. You had to hear this. Let me just search for Bowler, yes. This is the Express editorial. It is hard to escape the feeling that Trinidad and Tobago is being run by a bunch of amateurs, so blinded by political ambition that they can no longer distinguish right from wrong and decency from indecency. No, I did not write this. No, it is not a letter to the editor from Phillip Edward Alexander or one of his followers. This is the Express editorial. The Nelson quagmire not only threatens to engulf the Rowley administration, but to drag the country's reputation through the mud. There are no heroes or good guys here. All are tarnished in a deal of mutually assured destruction. In the unfolding tragic comedy, Minister Stewart speaks with bold authority, declaring that it can never be a breach of any proper legal agreement or law to provide evidence to a legitimate law enforcement agency. And yet, the government committed itself to the exact opposite in promising Vincent Nelson not to disclose its indemnity agreement to any criminal investigatory or prosecuting authority, tax enforcement authority, and or regulatory and or disciplinary authority outside the territory of Trinidad and Tobago. You see, Vincent Nelson wanted his cake and eat it too. He wanted to commit his crime in Trinidad, help them prosecute Ram Logan and Ramdean, and then go back to England with it sealed in Trinidad, and he could continue to be a Queen's Counsel, King's Counsel, or whatever the hell they're calling them now. Perhaps he is counting on the caveat subject to the Attorney General's duty to comply with all laws and statutory enactments. But then Why promise the unpromisable? In his social media post yesterday, Stuart Young noted that the Express wrote Minister Young, but I'm telling you something, none of these people deserve that title. Stuart Young noted that no report on this matter has so far made reference to the state's defense denying Nelson's claim. Good point. We therefore encourage him to rectify that omission by having the government release its defense for the benefit of a public anxiously awaiting its side of the story. For make no mistake about it, regardless of who wins this case, assuming it ever makes it to a full hearing, the one guaranteed loser will be Trinidad and Tobago, with the price borne by the taxpayers. No matter how confident it might feel about its defense, the responsibility for the mismanagement leading to the collapse of the corruption case against former Attorney General Anand Ramlogan and Attorney General Ramdean falls squarely on the government. If there is any value to this fiasco, it is that its public eruption has laid bare the ugly innards of the government's dealings, covered up by the veneer of legal polish. In releasing its defense to Nelson's lawsuit, the government must also provide a financial account of the public funds expended on this case. I would call it fiasco, including the payoff to Nelson of fees owed by the previous government in securing his agreement to testify against Ramlogan and Ramdean. If one were to believe Nelson's statement of claim, the government negotiated its deal with him on the basis of an open checkbook. Yet the Rowley administration, more so than any other, has routinely condemned private citizens, non-government bodies, and the opposition for initiating legal challenges against the state on the grounds that the government is made to waste scarce public funds in having to defend itself in those matters. In a matter that involves the use and abuse of public funds and has serious implications for the justice system and the international reputation of Trinidad and Tobago, the public requires much more from Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley than old talk and bluster about Manama. He also cannot distance himself from actions taken in the name of his government, in which the buck stops with him. Jail from a side, I want to say, as of now, I am very impressed with the position taken by Roger Gaspard. If anybody is going to be a shining light in this thing, it is him. And I hope nothing comes out of all of the unsealing that tarnishes that. I don't think it will, because he was very clear in his words. I think they have plenty people in this country with heads of gold and feet of clay, and we're about to see them all on full display. Trinidad and Tobago. Trinidad and Tobago. We've been ringing the bell, raising the flag, ringing the alarm. Trinidad and Tobago. You've had ample time and enough opportunity to decide what you want to be. A criminally corrupt country or a first world developed nation. We could have had it all. Africans and Indians could have been celebrating in the street. Everybody wealthy off the $3 trillion that this country made in the short 40 years. But no. What you get is gates barring you and your children from walking in certain communities that the money build fabulously wealthy people's fantastic lifestyles. And you are sure to eat the bread the devil need if you don't stand together. And I'm calling on my African and Indian brothers to go on social media and cut up your PNM and UNC membership cards. Cut them up. Let that be our latest TikTok viral episodes. Send them viral. Cut up, burn them, scratch them out, throw them in the dustbin, destroy your PNM and UNC membership cards. Cut up the shirt, the jersey, the flag, and throw it in the dustbin. Get rid of all of it and stand together as one people under one flag. And I tell you this, they may have better than me, but I'm waiting for them to stand up. Because very few people have the testicular fortitude, the belly, backbone, and balls that I have to stand against friends and family and position. You can imagine if I had used all of this brain like Stuart Young and Faris and even Rohan, that jackass, and fed on my own nest as the head of the Trinidad and Tobago Chamber of Commerce said all these politicians do. You can imagine how far I could have gone. Foster Cummins is I want to say he's a ninny. He's a jackass. He's the wet spot a jackass leaves behind. Look how high he climbed. Trinidad and Tobago has been ruined by racist cult politics. Are you prepared to let that continue as we fall even further? Pulling our justice system down. Our democracy is at risk. Calypsonians, activists, proper politicians have been talking to you for decades. Are you ready? Is this the time on the 29th of October, 13 days? Mark your calendar. We will know. We will know. And I'm calling on all of you who have deep pockets, who want to help me put this message on the TV. Let me pay Samga and Massey and get it on TV6 and CNC3. Let the public hear that there is a real option. There is a real viable political alternative to the madness that has been the PNM and UNC that has dogged this country for all of our independent eternity. We cannot continue like this. We will end up in a crisis. Make no mistake. Make no mistake. That's where we go in. Forward or backward. You decide. You get to decide. And we get to act from there. 100,000 of you come out on the 29th. And I bet you from the 30th they start paving roads. I bet you from the 30th, from the morning after, you will hear a gurgling in the pipes in your house. You're saying, what? We don't get water on Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday or Thursday or this week or this month. In fact, we've never seen water in this tap before. What's going on? 100,000 of you stand up with me and I bet you they fire Nat Gadsby Dolly and hire a proper education minister. 100,000 of you stand up with me and I bet you they fire the Alsing and hire an actual doctor to lead our Ministry of Health. 100,000 of you all stand up with me and I promise you this country will start to fix. But he will have to fire jackasses like Rohan Sinanan and Fitzgerald Hines and Faris Al-Rawi and Brandon Mitchell and Simon Dinobriger and Stuart Young. And when he realized that he fired his whole cabinet, that Camille Robinson Regis and the next and Hug and Squeeze, which he named Gopi School, when he fired all, he realized that all that's left is him, he had to fire himself. Reginald Amor should have been fired twice. And when you look across the aisle at what is left of the UNC, because it is what is left of the UNC, you will realize that come election time, there's only one choice. And you have to make that choice. Yeah? On the 29th of October, pack your bags, bring your family, walk with a toothbrush in case anybody want to ask, how many of us there? All are we living there? We can tell Shamfa and their friends, we live in here. So we can have this meeting for the next 24 hours. Come out, come out, come out. Those of you who can help us financially, please call Felicia Holo on 769-4590. Call Sahai De Silva on 374-8747. Call Satish Ramsaran on 796-8172. Your vote will decide our destiny. Your vote will decide what you are to be. Your vote will our country's fate. So use it well. It's already too late.
If it is that who you're voting, ready or not go.
When you're voting,
Vote them out. Vote them out. If it is the moving to be your people about.
when you're voting,
Vote them out. Vote them out. If it is the time is now, then
change must come about. The same way you vote them in,
vote them out.
register and
Vote them out. If they can see,
vote them out.
shake your finger and vote them out. Show them no mercy, vote them out. Vote them
Jeremiah Ropchan just asked what time on the 29th. We're starting from 5 p.m. but we're opening the gates from noon. So come with your chair and settle down. Come and relax. We're going to have doubles and corn soup and any other food that people call me and say they want to donate. Because every time we have in meetings, good people just call me and stand together with us and give us stuff. We need your help. Call Satish Ramsaran 796-8172 if you want to assist. We need stage, we need tent, we need lights, we need sound system, we need everything. This is a party disconnected from the contract mafia and the political investors. We need your help. You want a better country? Invest in it today. I'm calling on all my deep pocket financiers, all my deep pocket people who follow me. Get involved now and help us with this. We're going all or nothing on the 29th of October.
If for 20 years you voted them in,
6 days.
and there's only 10,
As soon as they win, they give you big words that enslave your soul, promising you roads, and it's only potholes.
if they are the reason why the economy goes wrong,
When you're voting, if it is the movement that them alone can flout, when you're voting, if it is the building eyesores, east, west, north, and south, the same way you vote them in. Call Satish, get the artwork, pay for flags, make your own pep flags and banners, create Phillip will fix it billboards, stick it all on the wall in front of your house, in the street, put it on your lamppost in your area, take responsibility for your community, become the Progressive Empowerment Party representative in your area. Call Satish Ramsaran, he's a deputy political leader, but he's the party organizer. Call him. We have a campaign manager coming on board very soon to handle what we're doing from here, but the 29th of October is mission critical, because I, Phillip Edward Alexander, if on the 29th of October there is no turning back, if on the 29th of October, with all that is going on in this country, we cannot mobilize, I personally will say that I serve no purpose in the politics and I will go my merry way. You decide what happens next. 29th of October, make your plans.
if their policy is a fallacy, bureaucracy, a catastrophe, if they cannot vote,
And you're seeing so, then your only hope is for them to go.
if it is fabrication,
The statements that they spout, when you're voting, vote them out. Vote them out.
if it is a frustration,
Just make you want to shout and cuss.
you're voting for them all. Before they misuse of
Thief out, sell out, and digs out. The same way you vote them in.
register and vote them all. All of them, stick your finger and vote them all. Them on the system,
29th, October 29th. Put it on your wall. Share it as a status. Say on October 29th, we're mobilizing Trinidad and Tobago. October 29th, October 29th. Make sure to put it on your wall. Put it on your post. Send it out as a WhatsApp. October 29th, Bamboo number 1, opposite Grand Bazaar. You can't miss it. Look for where the 100,000 people gathering. You will see cars all over. Come out, come out, come out. We, the people of Trinidad and Tobago that own this country, that own this constitution, that own the laws, that speak everything into existence. We, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, we have a divine right and a natural reason to get together on the 29th of October. Do not miss this opportunity. We have the best chance, and every single patriot, everybody who considers themselves a patriot and would like to make a contribution on that stage, message me. My number is 682-2110. I am promising you that if you come on the 29th of October, not only will you hear the solutions to all that ails us and see the people that if you put them in office that would fix it, you will have an opportunity to send a message to all those currently in government and opposition, all those members of parliament, all those ministers. Start to do your work, because we coming to fire you. That is the solution. That is the only solution. You need a government in office disconnected from the corruption of the ketchup and mustard, red and yellow cults that could properly undo this Gordian knot and prosecute who needs to be prosecuted. This cannot be swept under the rug. If we allow this to become who we really are, then we cannot complain. Social media after that should only be for your food and carnival pictures. Trinidad and Tobago, and I'm calling on the 2 million Trinbagonians outside, please reach out to Felicia Holder. You're hearing my voice. You want this to continue. Reach out to Felicia Holder, 769-4590. Tell her you're sending her $10,000. You want the 29th of October to be big. You want it to be massive. You want not only to see Phillip on this live video continuing until election, but you want there to be a Phillip Edward Alexander to fix it and a Progressive Empowerment Party to win it. Come out. Come out. Help us. If you are not in Trinidad, don't message me to tell me you love me. Thanks for the love. Send us money. If you're in Trinidad, don't message me to tell me you love me. You're wasting your time and mine. Message Satish 796-8172. Tell him what you have and what you could do. If you have no legs and one arm, come and wave a flag. We'll give you a chair. If you have not dropped the table, we'll arrange for you to get yourself there. We already have Sheldon Khan from Point 14 mobilizing transportation. It is serious time now. This is the end of the bullshit for me. We either mobilize on the 29th of October. You've seen what I could do. You know that we could fix this. You know that you could trust us to do a proper job. You know that there is nothing else. There is no other viable option in this country. Not one. You know that. And if you want a better Trinidad and Tobago, start telling everybody after this video. WhatsApp them, text them, call them on the phone and say, listen, we're organizing the biggest line we ever organized. We're going on the 29th of October to Bamboo number 1. We get in there from 12 noon. We want to make sure we have a good spot to park and a nice place close up to the stage. 29th of October. We do this together. Mobilize Trinidad and Tobago. You know that the way forward is everything has to change in what's going on in that parliament. And there's only one political party capable and able has given you. Visit www.21policies.com. Go and visit that website right now. It's not a long read. Go and visit www.21policies.com and tell me if there's ever been a better manifesto to fix and operate Trinidad and Tobago. You have a chance. You have a real good chance right now to rescue our country. Let's not waste it. October 29th. Clear your calendar from now. Take the next 2 weeks off of work. Take your vacation. Come and help us. Mobilize. Stand up on the road and give out flyers. Print flyers. Call Satish and ask him for the artwork and print flyers and go and walk about in your community and tell them on the 29th of October. Don't message me and say, bring a meeting in San Fernando, bring a meeting in San Grande. We're meeting where North and South and East and West meet. We're meeting at that central point right there opposite Grand Bazaar. Come to that meeting, all of us together, and let us fix Trinidad and Tobago. Until